So before we begin, folks, as you saw at the beginning of Raw, there was a tribute, moment of silence for the victims of the Parkland school shooting. Terrible tragedy. Too many of these have happened. I'm not going to get into specifics, but terrible.
Yeah.
Just terrible. Anybody affected, whether you were in the school, whether you were a teacher, whether you're a member of the victim's family, whether you got somebody fighting for their lives and they were whatever. Get all the help you need. I'm not going to say the thoughts and prayers thing, but it is terrible that children have to suffer this.
Yeah.
That's all we can say.
I mean, we're in Marysville. We had a school shooting of our own.
When was that? That was 2-3 years ago?
It's a few years ago now.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's rough when it hits. It's rough whether it hits home or not. So, but anyway, that being said, it's Real Honesty with Jonn Ritland and
The Turbinator.
We are here with a Raw Rise of the Phoenix review. Or wait, what are you calling this one?
Beth Phoenix.
Spreading her Glamazon wings for Edge. Well, hey, you know what? They're happy together.
Well, hey, it'll give the women more attention than they seem to have gotten tonight.
Oh, God, right? You know, this was...
Or as every night, apparently.
Yeah, this was an odd episode. This was an odd episode because
Yes.
it was focused around literally 3 matches in one moment. And then they suddenly added a match, like, just mid-show. Now, by the way, as of this review, the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, or WWE Chamber, whatever they're calling it, 4 matches.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
We'll be doing a predictions video tomorrow, I'd say.
Tomorrow before SmackDown, because...
In case there's any last-minute announcements.
And sorry, if they haven't, at this point, announced any matches, then it's all going to be rushed. They'll probably have a tag title match. They're not going to have an IC title match.
Man, I really hope they just get rid of the kickoff and move everything over.
That would, you know what? They might have to do that at this point because even the chamber match, but we'll get to that predictions later.
Yeah.
Reigns, of course, with a basic promo. And then we go to a gauntlet match. And sweet Jesus.
Was it a gauntlet?
Boy. And now, look,
it was a heavy metal gauntlet, slapping you across the face 33 times. Exactly.
There's a joke in there that I'm missing, I suppose.
It's very painful.
Okay.
But Seth Rollins, sweet Jesus.
Yeah, no, I mean, sweet CrossFit Jesus.
True.
Had to be said. Yeah, Reigns and Rollins started out the whole thing, and it was a good match. They never had classics, but it was good stuff.
Yeah.
And Reigns shockingly winning. And it's like, okay. And Cena came down, and Cena acting
Didn't Rollins win that one?
Rollins pinned Reigns.
Yeah, you said Reigns.
Did I say? Did I say that? I screwed that up.
Everything became a blur after a while
because it was a 2-hour long match almost.
Yes, at least we didn't have any extensive promos tonight or Stephanie McMahon.
This is true.
And this was a great match. It's just it was the very definition of dragging along.
Yeah, it felt like they could have cut some of this. And that's nothing against performers who did everything they could, but it's like there's a difference between Iron Man match and this. And I do want to say, though, when Cena came down facing Rollins, Cena acting very heelish.
Oh, yeah.
Very heelish.
Not just pretend heel, but more like, he's going to kill you kind of heel.
Like, I must break
he was rushing to get to him.
He must break him. That really where we're
he
going
got
with that?
broken.
He didn't. Yes. I promised never to do that before, and I failed. So
I know you promised a lot of things you can't deliver on.
Just roll with it. You talk to my exes?
No.
Okay, good. That's probably a good thing you didn't. Good stuff, though. They did a whole lot. And I do want to clarify, by the way, in case you guys notice my voice sounds a little rough. Yeah, I had the flu last week.
And I just like manipulating my voice to confuse people.
Well, see, that's because you're good at it. I'm only good at this voice.
But droopy is a voice I cannot do.
That's a good point. You did tell me that. But Cena, though, acting heelish and good stuff, and Rollins managing to beat Cena.
Yeah, I don't have the world weary depression for that.
I do have a lot of depression when it comes to doing the droopy voice. Plus, I watched a cartoon a lot when I was a kid. But 4 commercial breaks in an hour. I get that you got to pay the advertisers, but good Lord, that's a lot of commercials. Then again, a lot. They've happened for years. So Rollins lasting an hour and 5 minutes? They said
Yeah, I think so.
And that was that great stuff. I mean, look, Rollins, again, is really, really good at the wrestling. That's what he's good at.
Yes, indeed.
They need to give him a classic match at Mania. They're going to give him a 40-year-old Kurt Angle, and Kurt may not walk out of the arena.
He went from the Kingslayer to the Kurt Slayer.
Kurt will still somehow talk better after being carted out.
Thank you, WWE. Oh my god, he said it right.
All it took was Seth doing a buckle pump to him.
A Kurt stomp.
God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, jeez.
And there goes his neck.
Oh, no. Oh, as Joel would say, oh, Dios mío.
Oh, Dios mío.
But it was great stuff.
Yes.
Rollins managing to last that long. Elias, of course, paying him. And then during all these, Rollins lasting that
That's
long.
the longest thing about him.
Yes. Well, of course, if you see the pics, yes.
I have not.
It was good. It's good that you did. I actually haven't either. It's like, from what people told me, he was in a pool, I guess. So anyway,
It's called shrinkage.
cross shrink Jesus. So Elias pins Rollins after a little bit.
Yep.
Good stuff. They did promos with everybody after the match. I think except Reigns, or after they were gone from the match. I think except Reigns. Maybe Reigns did a promo. I don't really remember. But they gave...
He did.
Backstage. Did they?
But I don't remember it.
Yeah, well, that's because it's Reigns. But Rollins doing the promo, you would think, let's get him a bottle of water or something. The man just wrestled for 65 minutes.
Yeah, that's not an easy task, even with 4 rest holds.
Yeah. And Cena doing the worst STF.
Oh, God.
The worst. The absolute worst. And
You could just, bring your head back a little bit and escape it.
I mean, it's just...
He always makes it look like he's putting on pressure, but there's nothing there.
Yeah, I mean... It just... And he really, in his promo, seemed done. And Cena's had a lot of years in the business. If he wants to do Hollywood, that kind of stuff, it's got to be tough at this point. But yeah, it was a bad time for a promo because he kind of cut into what Elias was doing. But Elias did beat Rollins. And then Elias versus Balor. Elias lasting 30 minutes in this whole gauntlet. Good stuff.
Nice.
Balor wins. I didn't really
Same
remember.
as John Cena, 30 minutes, as Helena pointed out.
Meaning, hey, you know what? We could get Elias versus Cena and not have Taker wrestle because that would be a better idea. We don't need Taker wrestling.
Is that in the rumor mill?
Elias versus Cena or Taker versus Cena?
Yes.
Yes, both.
Ugh.
Right. Elias versus Cena I can get behind.
Yeah.
That would be okay.
Undertaker versus Cena maybe 10 years ago? Sure.
Maybe even 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But now we had...
Let him rest in peace.
Yes, please, because before something unfortunately happens and he has no choice but to do that. Let the man enjoy his retirement, for God's sakes. Mm-hmm. Then Miz comes out, attacks Balor. After a good match, Miz beats Balor. Cool.
Surprisingly.
Yes, and then Miz is like,
then
I won, and
And then the realization
shit.
hits. And then the moment comes, and he knows what is next.
And his Braun.
Strowman.
And Braun is... It's frightening how fast he is.
Yes.
Frightening.
He's the choo-choo of pain.
Not finished with him, and he throws Miz around. Miz actually has a skull-crushing finale and gives him some offense.
Yeah.
And of course...
A lot of offense, actually. He got some drop kicks
kicks.
in. He's...
Baseball slide drop kick.
Yeah, he did quite a bit in there, and it was actually pretty impressive to watch.
And then the skull-crushing finale, 1-2, and he gets press slammed out of the ring.
Yes.
And that was great.
We all know how this was going in. I didn't realize how excellent The Miz would be in this.
Neither did I. I mean, it's like...
yeah, sure, he's...
a great talker.
He's mid-car wrestling skills, but top-card promo skills.
Oh, no, top card. Absolutely.
So, there's that.
He will probably last till Braun gets in the chamber, and then Braun will just eliminate him and eliminate a couple guys or whatever, and that'll be fine.
He smacks down every single person and then pins them all at once.
Then tips the chamber over for good measure. I win chamber. Okay.
Are you finished with them? No.
Just picture him talking to Kurt like that.
Thanks for reminding me. Picks up ring, walks out with ring. There is no ring.
Just on his shoulder. Then Braun power slams Miz. Wins.
I mean, he's lifted a semi. He can definitely lift that, right?
This is true. No, he did. I mean, he scared Kevin Dunn. Should have scared Kevin Dunn, so he tripped down the stairs and shattered his ankle. But anyway.
Kevin Dunn should get the Cesaro treatment.
God. You know what? His teeth would stab through his skull and the skull of 5 other people behind him.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but Braun win easily and then destroy Miz, Bo, and Axel again. And again. And it was good stuff. And then, unfortunately, the show kind of came to a grinding halt because after about 2 hours of a match, what else can you do? I mean, it was a bunch of matches, but still.
Yeah.
Jeff Jarrett is in the WWE Hall of Fame.
For fuck's sake.
2018.
Honestly now.
Yes, 2018. What are you like?
The man who founded the greatest competition after WCW closed. Being...
Ring of Honor?
Yeah, sure.
Oh. Because if you
remember when TNA was actually a bit of a competitor?
Yeah, that's when Russo was writing for him, and he squashed all that stuff, and then Hogan came in. But seriously, Jarrett being in the WWE Hall of Fame. Now look, he went through their sponsored rehab. He's gotten better. Mm-hmm. If he's managed to make up with Vince after all that time and holding him up for $300,000 a job to China, then, which I would have held up for more money. Sorry, just saying. Well, his contract was up. He had every right to not do anything.
Yeah.
And also, it also was China.
And nobody likes losing to China.
You're gonna one night in God damn it.
Oh God.
So
one night in China.
That is something he would say too.
Yes.
But Jarrett, look, I get it. I would have rather had Vader or people like that in. Just my opinion. I'm not going to shit on the fact that Jarrett's in the Hall of Fame. If they're happy with it and he is clean and sober and they have been able to mend this bridge, great. He's a mid-card IC title guy at best. He was never a good world champion. He broke 6,000 guitars, never drew a dime. That's my opinion on Jeff Jarrett. Congratulations, Jeff. You're a mid-card guy. That's just my opinion. He's not a bad guy. He's just
a guy.
Yes, and his wife's a bitch.
Dude, you're not the guy. You're a guy. Got John Cena ripping off him.
Took you 5 years to cut a halfway decent promo. And then Asuka. Now look, Asuka's... Now here's the thing. Asuka's English has improved. The problem is... And this is what I know from dealing with... I work with a couple people that are South Korean. I mean, it's not obviously the same as Japanese. When they get excited, the English starts to get worse.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Her English has improved. She got up there and gave it her best. I give her credit for it.
In short,
keep them short.
Yeah, keep her promos sweet and short. Just because...
Same with Nakamura.
Yeah, honestly, when you're not a native English speaker and you didn't grow up speaking a lot of English, it's very difficult to adjust, especially from an Oriental language to English. Keep her promo short and sweet. And let her actions do the talking.
Yeah, that's really what you need to do. I mean, honestly...
This promo dragged on too long, and maybe that's because Nia had to sneak into the ring, because she pops up soon afterwards, but at the same time, it's just... This promo just was not good.
I thought that was a love seat. Anyway, I'm sorry. Look, Nia's a cool person, but I'm worried about her weight. You're right, though. Mm-hmm. You're right. Nia did have to sneak into the ring.
Yep.
Possibly knock over a bunch of fans sneaking into the ring. Or she was out of the ring. I don't know. Attacks her. Drops about 5,000 leg drops. It injured Hogan's back. Mm-hmm. Such a shame. Of course, Hogan would like someone like Nia. But anyway. That builds to their match at Chamber. Hooray. Rousey vignette. Why does Rousey's graphic look superimposed?
Because they got a stock photo of her, or got a photo of her that wasn't very good. Maybe taken with a cell phone.
Yeah.
They're like hey, can you send us a good picture? Sure. Let me take this picture on my Galaxy S3.
Oh, God. I had one of those.
Me too.
I had a Galaxy Nexus, actually, and it wasn't very good.
The Nexus. Hey.
Remember when
it, Phil?
So...
That lasted about as long as the actual Nexus.
It's true, and as long as CM Punk's UFC fight. So...
2 minutes, 30 seconds.
No, 2 minutes, 14 seconds.
14.
That's
not bad.
True. you know, I mean, if Rousey can do well, good for her.
Yeah.
If she's throwing herself into this...
I'm expecting her to be rough at the beginning, but she'll figure it out.
Hopefully she doesn't hit women like her husband does. Travis Brown's a piece of shit. I'm just going to say that. But you're right. Mm-hmm. Titus and Apollo, just Apollo now.
Yeah, they've decided to turn off the cruise control.
They shipped the cruise out to sea. I'm proud of that one.
There's a reason behind dropping it. Look it up yourself.
Yeah, that's a good point. You told me about that. Yeah, it's a good idea.
I think the reason is a bit BS, because I don't believe them.
But...
Because, WWE removing everyone's surname.
Yeah, like Cesaro.
Or their
Big
first
E,
name.
Yeah, or Neville.
Yeah.
But anyway.
What was his name? Adrian.
Yo, Adrian. So, Titus and Apollo versus the Bar, and Apollo pins Cesaro. We're probably going to get this match at the Chamber.
Probably. Kickoff.
And then
Because that's where you want your tag team title champions on the kickoff.
And watch Titus and Apollo win. It's going to take me a while to stop calling him Cruz. Matt and Bray had a promo battle and laughing battle. This match takes place at the Chamber.
It was not a laughing battle this time because...
It was a promo battle.
Yeah, well, that. At least they didn't resort to laughing because, honestly, as funny as their laughing can be, you got to use that sprangly.
Yeah. Springly.
Yes.
So.
Sprung a leak.
Speaking of springing a leak, the women's match is up next. Yes. I'm not
Do you need a towel?
I do not. Sasha, Mickey, and Bailey versus Alexa, Mandy, and Sonya. And sweet Jesus, was this a hot mess.
Mm-hmm.
And that's nothing against the women. They tried. They were probably given a bunch of spots to do.
They were also put in the dead zone, which was after a 2-hour bout and a tag team match that was...
Yeah, and I mean, it wasn't the women's fault.
I think it was due to the fact that they weren't expecting the crowd to be that burnt out.
True, but...
that's why they had the tag team match to kind of ease it up and maybe bring their excitement up at the end because Apollo won.
True.
But the crowd just wasn't behind it enough to be able to care.
They popped for Alexa.
Oh, God, yeah, they did.
Oh, God. I mean, why wouldn't they? Who didn't pop up for Alexa? Pop for Alexa, I mean. But Mandy, no. Sorry. I mean, look, she might improve. And I might also win $1 million. But I just, no. I just don't think she's that good. I mean, Sonya is clearly the star of the group.
Yeah.
This is my opinion. Paige, I'm sorry Paige is reduced to a manager role, but hey, at least she can get paralyzed in the ring.
Either that or they're still waiting for things to clear through.
True, maybe. Maybe she might appear at Mania. Hopefully she doesn't get injured there if she ever gets back in the ring.
Right.
But overall, I'll... B, I guess?
Not the bees.
Oh, they're in my eyes. I said that wrong again. B, I guess, for the Gauntlet match because the rest of the stuff was not that good.
B minus.
B minus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Gauntlet match itself, too, was a bit rough.
Yeah.
It was hard to decide whether or not it was good or not until you looked at it in hindsight and you're like, overall, yeah, that was a great match, but were you feeling it the entire time through?
Yeah. That's pretty much accurate.
I'm really feeling it in hindsight.
Yeah. And it may end up on my match of the year list. Mm-hmm. But
you may take a second watch, which is not what you need for a match.
No, it's true. I mean, I've already watched the Men's Rumble a couple times.
Yeah.
But anyway, good. I'll say B because I thought that it did fine with that match. But
all right.
I don't know. It's not a very good B. It's a bad B. Doesn't pollinate properly. But anyway, that's what I have to say. What do you guys have to say?
Yeah, leave a comment.
Leave any comment. Well,
hit the like button while you're at it. Maybe subscribe.
Yes. Not scrub. Anyway, this has been Real Honesty with Jonn Ritland and
the Derbinator.
And we will see you tomorrow.
Yes.
For the Chamber of Horrors.
TNA.